Turns out that the mistake that you've been making all along is focusing on the end destination, the end result, rather than the identity shift that you experience as a result of the journey. And that's exactly the topic of today's video. It's going to be identity. Identity is one of the main things that helps people sustainably lose weight and finally be in a body that they are proud of. If you're the type of person who's been wanting to get in shape for a long time, but anything that you try to do has never actually stuck, you have tried to be as disciplined as possible, as consistent, you have tried multiple different diets, multiple different methods, different strategies, different scheduling, everything under the sun, but none of it has worked. It's simply staring at you right in the face. Identity. Why do you think that there are people who are so happy to go to the gym? They're so happy to eat clean foods. They're so happy to live a healthy, sustainable lifestyle that you view as disciplined. You view that as restriction. You view that as like this healthy lifestyle, but to them, that's just a normal lifestyle. These are things that they look forward to. The people that get off work and are excited to go to the gym, that's one of the things that they've been looking forward to throughout their entire day, while you are sitting at home dreading it, contemplating, letting time pass you by as you keep delaying it until you never actually get around to doing it. The people that take pride in their nutrition and how clean they feed their body, and that they're able to find a sustainable diet where they're still able to enjoy the foods that they love and still maintain being in shape. Because newsflash, a lot of people that you see out there that are in shape, that have got six packs, abs, they're not always eating clean 24/7. They're having things like pizza, burgers, donuts, because they have found a sustainable diet. While you sit there going through a keto diet, a vegan diet, a carnivore diet, trying everything under the sun, but none of it actually sticking and getting you the result that you have wanted for years. Or the people that have found a deep sense of belonging and community when it comes to physical exercise. They find people that are like-minded to them, that are a part of the same community, that want to see each other thrive. They want to bring and rise each other up instead of stepping over each other, while you're hanging out with a crowd of people that you feel like, man, these aren't really my type of people. They're always trying to backstab me, or they're always trying to step over me. They're never actually my right people. These people chose to make fitness a part of their identity, and because of that, they've found a community. They found a sense of belonging. Humans are social creatures. We need to feel like we're a part of a group, we're a part of something. We need at least one friend, one person that we can talk to. Whenever we're in social isolation, we become depressed. We're social creatures. But the world knows that you need to be social, and in an age where we're becoming more and more isolated, the world is starting to take advantage of that. Because you see, when you're alone and isolated, you can be taken advantage of. But when humans come together and form groups, that's when we are the strongest. And the gym, physical exercise, diet, nutrition, everything that revolves around the identity of fitness is where people thrive. They become stronger. They develop a new sense of identity. And identity is the thing that allows people to stick to it. If you try to lose 15 to 20 pounds by doing an extreme diet, something like keto, cutting out carbs entirely, suffering through the entirety of it, and once you lose that weight, you still identify yourself as a person who is overweight, who still loves junk food, you just were disciplined and consistent with something for a little while, you're gonna go right back to eating those same exact foods. Your identity did not change. Who you are at your core, in your brain, the way that your brain ticks and operates and thinks about food, the relationship, the addiction to it all, still stayed the exact same. Versus the person who decided that they want their identity to be about self-improvement. They wanted to be a part of something healthier. They weren't focused on an end result. They were focused more so on who they wanted to become as a result of the journey, the result of constantly showing up day by day, the actual real sustainable discipline that they develop from that. That is a part of your identity. That is an identity shift right there. And this isn't just some hoogly boogly. This is proven by science. Science has proven time and time again that when you are a part of a group that is supportive of better habits, when you are changing your identity in real time to focus on being a different person, thinking a different way, having a different relationship with food, different relationship with exercise, instead of it being some strenuous activity that you have to go and do each week, it's more so something that you enjoy because you feel some sense of relief afterwards, or how you take great pride and care of what you're putting into your body and how it makes you feel, the identity around that. Now, it's a lot easier said than done, right? Now you know the importance of identity, the importance of shifting your identity and allowing yourself to stay in the body that you're proud of, the body that you work so hard to achieve. Not these constant ups and downs, these crashes and these downs and these ups going nowhere, round and round in circles like a little hamster wheel. So, what are some steps that you can implement? It's simple. Community. That can be as simple as going onto Instagram and starting to follow a lot more fitness creators, following fitness creators that give helpful advice, that share about their community, whether that's fitness coaches, people who are making meal prep recipes, people who are showing you different types of workouts that you can be doing. If you start associating yourself as a person who is involved within fitness, who actually cares about this stuff and is interested in this stuff, you are almost hacking your brain to think and operate differently, to think and operate like a fitness person. So we have social media. Now, social media is just one form of community. It's one of the most easily accessible forms of community, but it's just one. Now, one of the other ones that you can go to if you're looking for something a lot more real and connection-based is quite literally group studios. So group training / group gyms. I used to work at an F45. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of the workouts. I didn't find it effective to my own goals, so I didn't figure like it was something that I wanted to really preach. But seeing that sense of community of a new member signing up into the gym, trying out for 1 to 2 classes, and all the other members being supportive and cheering them on as they're doing the workouts, like partnering up with a veteran who's been in the gym for a while so then they can show them and take them through the workout and kind of support them along the way was something very beautiful for me to see. Even though I wasn't a fan of the training methodology or the style, it was still quite something beautiful to see because a lot of people are missing that community feeling, especially if you live in a bigger city or just are super socially anxious and you struggle to break out of your shell. Forcing yourself into an environment where people are there to be supportive of you is going to pay extreme dividends. Now, next one is similar to social media, but consuming content revolving around fitness is extremely important because, again, you are embedding yourself into that world. One of my very first in-person clients that I trained at when I started to work one-on-one with people in a gym was a lady who didn't know much about the gym, but she had been watching fitness videos religiously. And she had an extremely busy schedule as a nurse, so she didn't really have much free time on her hands, but any sort of free time that she did have, whether it was the one day off on the weekend that she took, she would just be watching YouTube videos revolving around fitness, different workouts. She didn't even understand most of this stuff because we hadn't gotten around to really explaining the different exercises or the different things that they talked about in the videos, but because she embedded herself into that world by consuming the content, she was more and more excited about fitness. She would come into every single session with me and say, man, I'm like really excited for this workout and I'm excited to start being more consistent. Because again, you are tricking your brain. And especially when you start something new, there's a lot of excitement that goes around with it. It's kind of the uninformed optimism. You don't really know the challenges that are going to come with you starting on this new journey. I've gone over this in another video, but that uninformed optimism is like the skyrocket up of motivational energy. So use that to your own advantage by starting to consume content and build up more and more of that momentum. Next is going to be forums and group postings. So things like Facebook groups that are involved around fitness, whether that's in your local area or just in general, or Reddit groups that talk about the gym, just scrolling through these, asking questions, kind of getting yourself, again, embedded into that community. You don't always have to be doing something physical like joining a group class. If you need something that's very low barrier to entry, something like forums and Facebook groups are incredibly simple. They're easy to start off with. There's zero pressure behind them because nobody actually knows who you are. So you're just kind of like a spectator from the sidelines. You're not really fully embedded and have that feeling of, I guess, nervousness to always have to show up to the group classes or the group gyms. Last and final one is just finding people who are like like-minded. These are people who are also into fitness. They can be your coworkers, your family, your friends. If most of the people in your social group aren't really into fitness, aren't involved in that world, that's okay. I had an online client who I really enjoyed working with because he was really disciplined and he would follow every single thing that I gave. Any sort of adjustment or order, he was there, ready to go. And he was a high achiever as well. But the main thing is that he was just lacking that sense of community. Like, yes, he had a few problems with not being as disciplined in the past, but he wasn't completely lazy. I mean, after all, he was a very high achiever in his career and within schooling, but he just lacked that feeling of like he's a part of something and he can connect with someone in relation to fitness and have someone mentor him on fitness. And that's one of the main reasons why he signed up with my coaching, was just because he wanted someone who was like-minded, because he didn't have that. But yes, on the surface it may seem, oh, that feels weird to seek out somebody and pay them money in order to just connect with them on something. Sure, if you look at it that way, but if you look at it as, okay, this person is actually going to help mentor me on the knowledge, they're going to help me feel more embedded within the community, they're going to provide me resources and allow me to feel more confident within the fitness space, and slowly build up those connections, whether I'm finding people through social media groups or I've become so knowledgeable with fitness after having a coach that I'm actually becoming the expert and now my friends are interested in coming into the gym. That's very common. People are often shy to start off something, so if they see you make that first leap, they see you how you start to develop bigger arms, how you're looking a lot more confident in a lot of other clothing, your stomach has come down and become a lot flatter, just everything. They start to see those noticeable changes, they're going to want a piece of that pie as well. So they're going to be asking you like, hey, what have you been doing? Blah, 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 blah. And then you can start making your own connections, your own group, getting the people around your life within your immediate friend group, your close-knit social group involved with this stuff as well. So shifting your identity around fitness is extremely important if you actually want to stick with it and if you actually want to see results. Find that sense of community somewhere to slowly get the ball rolling and shift who you are, the way that you think, and how you approach different situations. And that's actually how you change your life for the better.